A few months ago, I came across a YouTube channel where people give their testimony of coming to faith in Jesus. And these people come from vastly different backgrounds and stories. Some were rich, some were poor, some were religious growing up, but just didn't really catch on in church. Some were not religious at all. Some were abused, some were neglected, some were addicted to all sorts of things. Anyways, very different people. They all have their own stories. But one commonality in all of their stories, without fail, is that all of them come to a place where they have nowhere else to turn. They hit sort of a rock bottom experience and they're forced to admit their absolute poverty and hopelessness and say something like, God, if you're real, I need you to show up and I need you to save me. And unsurprisingly, Jesus does that because it turns out that saving people is the number one thing on his job description. So that's the pattern. When a person reaches the awareness of their absolute need for God in all things, not just some things, not just some areas, but all areas in their life, that's when God is experienced most profoundly. And a person doesn't necessarily need to hit rock bottom for that to happen. Like some of us might be doing okay in life. We're getting by pretty good, but simply to admit their poverty, to admit the fact that without God, they're in a pretty dark place. That's when Jesus is appreciated the most. And this is what the season of Advent is meant to do for us. It's meant to help us spiritually get to that place of saying, God, without you, I'm lost. Without you, I'm nothing. It's meant to be a place where we recognize our absolute need for God in all areas of our life. So that when God finally arrives, we'll appreciate him a lot more. So this Advent, by the way, the word Advent means arrival. Let's prepare for that arrival by acknowledging our absolute need for Jesus in every area of our lives.